It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Real something nigga win gold. Rubber band on the money till it can't fold. Big family in the crib, cost a bankroll. Hey, we blow a bag up in Costco. Yeah, street punks trying to get involved. Local joker shit them niggas out like Chris Paul. It ain't no love, that's why I got out the dating pool. These women strictly superficial like the petting zoo. Got me a real one in depth, I never slept. Legging up, counting the chips, money coming legit, dropping songs. Business incorporated, no right or wrong. That dope money, I can't touch it even with some tones. I got them itchy palms ready for the next meet. Niggas still hating, feeling crunchy as a Nestle. Dead meat, popping they top like it's a Pepsi. Sledgehammer on me, bitch, I'm Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the realest nigga in it left. Spitting this shit to the death. Trigger finger itching, but I put it right back on the shelf. I cannot take no more L's. Failure, boy, I know it well. Them street stories, y'all rappers telling they getting stale. Been on the stage and hood venues with just a blade. In other cities, nobody with me, a nigga pray. They know what soul circumstances, no control. Being social, making show, ain't nobody cuffing they hoes, dog. I live a real life, this what it feel like. I go above and beyond for checks like I'm Phil Knight. They imitated, they inundated the fake shit. I brought a needle, the game needing a facelift. Ugh.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdown. So hope everybody's doing well this evening. In this video, we're going to be going away from music and unfortunately going into entertainment. All right. Now, Shannon Sharpe has been hit with a new lawsuit, okay, from a Jane Doe. She's being represented by Tony BUZBEE, who, I got to be honest, Tony BUZBEE does not get no rope, no leverage, no benefit of the doubt on my channel, okay? I think he is a very salacious person. I think he is a nefarious person. I think he is bad for business. Therefore, I don't trust anything coming from his side, but out of respect for the situation and the sensitivity of the allegations, I will try my best to remove any personal opinion or doubts and just go through the information as it pertains to the situation. And we'll just have to see what happens, okay? Now, there is a lawsuit, as I stated. I do not have access to said lawsuit at this particular moment, but there's enough out there to kind of deduce what the allegations are. Shannon Sharpe and his team have come out and issued a response. They actually issued the name of the Jane Doe, which I don't know how that works. We're starting to see this happen. We saw this not too long ago with the TDE situation. As soon as those allegations came out, they revealed exactly who it was, who was trying to hide behind anonymity. We know that Tony BUZBEE is known for placing these types of allegations on people under anonymity. We also know that he has been under a lot of fire for these tactics, right? So it's very strange. I know that in the TDE situation, although I haven't done an official video update about it, I know that the lawyer defending the young ladies that are, suing TDE, they're trying to get the judge to side with them, for allegedly doxing. TDE has issued a response saying, this is not doxing, and they have X amount of reasons as to why they believe it's not. I kind of feel like with this Shannon Sharpe situation, they may go through the same. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and go through it. So I'm on this website here, sportingnews.com, because they are a little bit more concise than TMZ, even though TMZ are the ones that broke this story. They say Shannon Sharpe lawsuit explained what to know about SA allegations against ESPN host and, of course, the arbiter behind Club Shay Shay. All right. They say, warning, this story contains details about alleged sexual abuse. NFL Hall of Famer and current ESPN personality Shannon Sharpe was reportedly named in a lawsuit Sunday alleging he committed SA and battery. TMZ was the first to report that Sharpe was being sued by a woman under the Jane Doe pseudonym in Nevada. The lawsuit states that Sharpe brutally SA'd her several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025, TMZ reported, and he is being sued for over $50 million because y'all know Tony BUZBEE, he is all about getting the check. They say here's what to know about the lawsuit against Sharpe. A 13-page civil complaint in Nevada state court alleges that Sharpe met a woman in 2023 at a gym in Los Angeles when she was 20 years old and he was in his 50s. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that feel like a man in his 50s morally should not be trying to get with a 20-year-old in any capacity. I understand that, but however, it is not illegal. All right? Sharpe allegedly began to pursue her relentlessly through calls, texts, and inviting her to his home. This is the paraphrased version of what is in the suit. The woman who filed the lawsuit said that she and Sharpe were eventually in a consensual relationship, but the former football star was quote unquote controlling. In a quote, he demanded complete control over her time and body, attorney Tony BUZBEE wrote in the suit per TMZ, expecting her to be at his house on his schedule at his command whenever he called. Now, I don't know the nature of that type of relationship. I don't know if this was a financial bartering situation or if they were involved in something deeper, allegedly. The anonymous woman claimed that during one argument, a firearm was visible in the room. That's kind of crazy. And when Sharpe noticed her sharing her phone's location with friends, he grabbed her by the neck and told her, if you ever do that again, I will effing unalive you. Okay, so she's saying that they had a verbal dispute to where one of his firearms was allegedly in the vicinity. She began to share her location with her friends allegedly, and she says that he grabbed her by the neck, I guess kind of choked her, and made a threat against her life. All right, these are the allegations. The lawsuit also states that Sharpe moved with the woman to Nevada. Moved with her? Moved with the woman to Nevada in the summer of 2024, and Sharpe allegedly SA'd her after she tried to end the relationship due to him being on Instagram Live having relations with another woman. Y'all remember the Michelle situation. The complaint states that Sharpe first forced himself on her in October of 2024. Okay, so this is the first alleged instance of him allegedly forcing himself upon her. The complaint also alleges that Sharpe would record their sexual activities without her permission and share them with others. But it was not the plaintiff who was recorded in Sharpe's Instagram Live incident. Okay? So she's also alleging that Shannon Sharpe has a thing for recording their interactions in intercourse and sharing them with others against her, without consenting from her. Another alleged incident happened in January of 2025 as Sharpe allegedly came over to the woman's house with gifts, then engaged in unprotected sex despite the woman telling him to stop or protect himself. Okay? After many months of manipulating and controlling plaintiff, a woman more than 30 years younger than he, and repeatedly threatening to brutally choke and violently slap her, Sharpe refused to accept the answer no and SA'd plaintiff despite her sobbing and repeated screams of no, the lawsuit states per NBC Sports. Micah Nash and BUZBEE represent the woman under the Jane Doe pseudonym. BUZBEE represented over 20 plaintiffs who sued quarterback Deshaun Watson beginning in 2021, and there is a bit of debate about the legitimacy of that situation, although it did a number on that young man. I don't know the situation, but people have spoken about it in various different ways. Now, because it is a civil case, there are no criminal consequences attached to the lawsuit, which I find to be very interesting because I would think this is still within the statute of limitations, as this is within the last couple of years to pursue criminally. But hey, what do I know? Okay. Sharpe released a statement on the lawsuit Monday afternoon via X, including graphic text messages he allegedly received from the plaintiff that suggest their relations were entirely consensual. He also names the alleged plaintiff in his statement, which reads that Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct. Okay? Now here at the bottom part, this isn't as valuable because it's just speculating. But we're going to get into the specifics now as it has been released from Shannon Sharpe's team. So now let's get into the statement that was released by Shannon Sharpe and his legal aid. Okay, statement by Lanny J. Davis, counsel to Shannon Sharpe. First thing they have here in the press release is a quote from the Jane Doe. It says, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me." Now, I ain't gonna lie, that sounds very excessive, but we'll continue. Miss Gabriella Zuniga in a text message to Shannon Sharpe. This is from October 7th, 2023, and as you can see, they have now outed her name. I'll continue. So that text was sent October 7th. Next up is, "I know you miss this big juicy ass. $25K for each cheek." This is another text from Miss Gabriella Zuniga in a text message to Shannon Sharpe, January 1st on New Year's of this year at 9:50 p.m. Okay. So here they get into this lawsuit filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony BUZBEE, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed. In her effort to extract a large financial settlement, $50 million is the price tag, Ms. Zuniga presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of a consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. Ms. Zuniga has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team, but I'm sure if it gets to a trial, that will have to be submitted. You know, even the unedited version of Diddy's Cassie tape was requested by the courts, but then of course TMZ or whoever it was, CNN I believe, said that they destroyed the original copy or some shit like that. So it'll get out there at some point. Especially she claims that he was the one recording the sexual interactions, not her. So Shannon should have it, unless she was also secretly recording. Gonna be more information to find out here. Anyway, she refused to provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. To set the record straight, we are releasing several of Ms. Zuniga's own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases initiated by her with specific and graphic requests, I guess such as putting a dog collar around her neck and strangling her. No kink shaming here. Just seems mighty convenient. Okay. Contrary to the allegations she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek. Okay. So she wanted $50K. She said 25 per cheek. That's crazy work. As quoted above from her text message to Mr. Sharpe. There are other examples of texts from Ms. Zuniga, okay? So at some point, I guess she decided, I need some financial benefits out of this situation. You ain't just gonna keep dealing with me. So here's another part of the press release. They say, only if you put that baby gravy... Baby gravy? I don't want to. What? Then I can do whatever I want to me. I guess that's supposed to be a you. Whatever you want to me. That's a text from Gabriella Zuniga to Shannon Sharpe, November 23rd, 2023. So over a year ago, she was asking for his baby gravy. You know how they put the semen in the baster? She says, I want to, whoa! I want to put my tongue in your blank hole and then marry you. Now, if this ain't the devil's pie, whoo, you done found you a Vicky Valancourt, Shannon. Says here, text from Zuniga to Shannon Sharpe, January 12, 2024. She says, that's my daddy. Fuck, I want you to put a big black baby in me. Oh, God. See, fellas, when you get with these people from other cultures and they start talking about big black anything, your ass need to run. Okay? This is that attention that Kevin Gates was out here talking about he like seeing when they look at LeBron. No. If they talking about big black anything coming from you as a brother, please go find another. Okay? Let me continue though. That's my daddy. Fuck, I want you to put a big black baby in me. A big black baby is insane. That's a text from her to Shannon, August 6, 2024. There's more. You better crave it, because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. Bruh, she telling you she finna set your ass up. You better crave. Is this some, was y'all role playing in your motherfucking text? Because ain't no way no woman gonna tell me you gonna be stuck with a baby for life after you put a big black baby in me. And a nigga gonna keep returning the text without questioning, hey, what the fuck you mean by that? This is beyond me. That is a text August 11th. So she told you some shit about a big black baby in her ass twice within a week's time. Ain't no fucking way. Hold on, y'all. All right. Ah, boy. Black baby. Big black baby. Okay. They continue. These messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic sexual communications initiated by Miss Zuniga. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Miss Zuniga. Okay. Because that big black baby shit, that would have turned me off. But everybody got their different things going on. You know what I'm saying? Wow. They state, the edited tape that Ms. Zuniga secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempt tries to falsely portray, as a result of this editing and out of context from prior text messages, that the sexual activity was not consensual. But Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret taping was all a part of her planned setup as part of her blackmail scheme, as distorted by her edited tape, a copy of which she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe or his counsel. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, especially the gross lie of SA, and will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and the law. Okay? So that is the statement from Shannon Sharpe and his attorneys. They give us explicit texts about their back and forth for quite some time. They were involved from 2020, what is that, 22, 23? Up until the top of this year. And I'm sure he regrets that by now, okay? Now, understand, this request for $50 million comes just days, literally days, after it was announced that Shannon Sharpe is out here looking for a $100 million deal for his show, Club Shay Shay. So here is the announcement about the alleged contract that he was excited about signing. Shannon Sharpe reportedly expected to sign a $100 million podcast contract, has multiple offers. So as of now, it's not even set in stone who he's gone with. The papers haven't even been signed, and here she is coming to sully his name, which could possibly completely delay, if not completely kill, his opportunity to get this deal. What on earth? So they say here, Shannon Sharpe is expected to sign a podcast deal worth more than $100 million after receiving multiple offers for his next contract, Ryan Glass-Steagall and Michael McCarthy reported for Front Office Sports. And I'm guessing that they're his reps. I'm sure they wish they would have kept this to themselves. The deal will include the Club Shay Shay podcast alongside other shows hosted by the Shay Shay Media Network. If you're watching sports podcasts and you see those glasses in the corner, those shows are in alliance with Club Shay Shay, right? Those include Jeff Teague's Club 520 podcast, Nightcap with Shannon Sharpe, Ocho Cinco, as well as the Bubba Dub Show and the official team podcast of the Atlanta Hawks. God damn, not even in my backyard. Damn. The news comes amid the pending expiration of Sharpe's deal with The Volume, the media company founded by Colin Cowherd, according to Glass-Steagall and McCarthy. And The Volume is a big deal, but now Shannon Sharpe is going off to create his own conglomerate rather than being under someone else's, right? Sharpe originally joined The Volume after reaching a buyout agreement to leave Fox Sports, where he had spent almost 7 years partnering with Skip Bayless. He also currently appears on ESPN alongside Stephen A. Smith on First Take. As reported by Awful Announcing's Brandon Clean, the February 19th episode of the Club Shay Shay podcast is the last to feature the Volume logo as an on-screen graphic. Club Shay Shay has almost 4 million subscribers on YouTube, while Nightcap has approximately 1.75 on the platform. I was wondering why they were under two different banners, because they're two different shows, but I figured that they would be under the same. But now I understand why, because they driving up IP on both. In comparison, the Pat McAfee show, which was brought to ESPN in 2023 for a reported 5-year, $85 million licensing deal, has just over 2.8 million subscribers on the platform. Is there anything else here? I guess that's how they ended. I hate how people end articles these days, but shout out to Julia Stumbaugh for the insight, okay? So, just days ago, April 18th, that's 3 days ago, this stuff was hitting the net about a possible $100 million deal. Then we now have a $50 million lawsuit coming from an intimate partner of his. Seems a little bit too timely to me. Plus, she's aligned with Tony BUZBEE. I don't trust nothing that comes out of his mouth nor his ass. So you already know I'm not going to be, very partial to this, but we have to see what gets revealed in proceedings. There is a legal process, and I can't just assume that he's innocent, although it would seem that way, because more can be revealed. And there is a tape which he claims is portraying him in a bad light because it's been edited, but we do not have the specifics or the original or even the edited version to compare. So all I can do is cover this and try to be as fair and balanced as I possibly can, but the shit do smell quite fishy, okay? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.